Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Super pumped to have you here. So in my latest story, it was a questionnaire and I had you guys ask me questions to put in this YouTube video and we got a lot of responses. Some of these are repeat questions, so I'm only putting in the first one of that same question, and not all these are skate related, so hopefully you'll get to know me a lot better. All right, let's get right into this. All right, so the first question comes from Ryan.Hutnick and he asks, how long have you been skating for? So I did learn how to push and drop in about 5th grade, but I pretty much stopped skating all throughout middle school and high school. Up until college, I bought another board, and that's when I learned how to ollie and shove, and that's really when I started getting into it. So probably about a little over 2.5 years I've been skateboarding now. Our next question comes from Brooke.Wellman, and she asks, are you gonna drop skate edits on your YouTube or just Instagram? So great question. So I'm definitely going to be dropping edits on my Instagram, but sometimes I'm going to put my most recent edits at the end of YouTube videos so you can see them, because some people are subscribed to my YouTube channel that don't follow me. So I'll have them on both, but you'll definitely be seeing them on Instagram first. All right, George Banton _ asks, favorite skate team and why? So this is a great question, George. Obviously it's Revive, but it's the why part that I really like. So the most obvious reason is because I've been to Braille and I've met a lot of these guys, which is super cool. But another reason is because you can see what they're all doing on social media, which is super cool, and they post videos, so you really get to know them. There's a lot of other skaters that I like that I don't feel like I actually know their personality at all. And it's also cool that Andy Schrock, who owns Revive, brings his skaters in and does stuff with them, so you really get to see the team chemistry, which is also super cool. So definitely Revive skateboards. The next question comes from Namdiak.skate, and he asks, Subgoal by 2021. To be honest, Namdiak, I'm surprised we got this far. I can't really think of a number, but you know, it'll grow organically. But I do have an Instagram goal by 2021. Hopefully I will have 5,000 followers on Instagram. Dev0t3d asks, what was your first trick? So my first trick, and I'm not actually sure the name of it, it's when you put your board on your feet and then you flip it over and land on it. I'm not sure what that's called, but that was probably my first trick. That, or maybe a carpet board caveman maybe, but yeah, in those range, one of those kind of tricks, you know. Jacob _ 125674 asks, did you skate in middle school? I did not skate in middle school. Middle school and high school were pretty much the time of my life where I wasn't skating, because I was skating in elementary school and in college. So no, unfortunately, I was not skating in middle school. I really wish I was. I'd be a lot better than I am now, but hopefully that answers the question. So the next question comes from iHoliday Zarati, or maybe it's George. No, it's probably Jorge now that I look at it. And he asks, how long did it take you to learn frontside shoves? So front shoves weren't a trick that I actually really learned. What had happened was I was on defense in a game of skates, and front shove was set, and I ended up doing it. So it really didn't take much time, but at that point I did have some other tricks down, and I had decent board control. So hopefully that answers the question. But yeah, it wasn't really a trick I worked on, George, or Jorge. Let me know what your name is. I'm so sorry. All right, the next question comes from _Nico Leprimoric. I'm so sorry I butchered your name. And he asks, what is the trick you needed most time to do, and what tricks are you learning now? So I already answered that kick flips were the trick that took me the most time to learn, but when I see the most time to do, I'm thinking in probably one sitting, and that would probably be ollieing a 5-stair for the first time. I was probably trying it for a good hour before I was able to commit and actually do it. That's a great question. On to the second part, what tricks are you learning now? So I'm not really learning any new tricks right now. I'm just kind of trying tricks that I'm thinking of. So in my last edit, I did a half cab board slide to fakie, and I did a board slide front shove. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to combine those and do a half cab board front shove outs. Another one is I want to fix that front side flip and make that a little bit cleaner. So these are all tricks that that I think I can do, and I also want to 50-50 a hubba and do a front side 180 out of it. So those are all tricks that I'm currently working on. All right, the next question comes from Aiden the Creature, and he says, have you got a girlfriend or a boyfriend? No, Aiden, I'm currently single. You know, I'm just working on the grind, skateboarding, filming videos for you guys. But, you know, in the future, if I do end up dating somebody, you will probably be seeing them on my Instagram. The next question, Diego X Revenge asks, how TF do you heel flip? Well, I could probably show you the foot positionings on my board right now, but I am working on a heel flip tutorial that is going to come out on my YouTube channel sometime next week or maybe the week after. So I'm hoping you can wait till then. I'm so sorry I don't have a better answer for you now, but we're going to get you heel flipping in no time. I promise, Diego. The next question comes from Manilow3971, and he asks, what tricks can do? That's a tough one because I can name off all the tricks I can do on flat ground, or the ones I can kind of do, or the ones I've landed but can't really do, or, you know, full park tricks. So that's a tough one. The best way for me to answer this is just say, look at my Instagram. When I land a new trick, normally I post it on there, or you can go back and see some of my old ones. But yeah, that's probably the best way I can answer this question. The next question comes from Jessica Peach, and she asks, fastest board snap and longest board skated. Great question, Jessica. So the fastest board I had snap on me was an ATM board, and it broke the first heel flip I did. I snapped the nose off of it, which partially was user error. I want to say it lasted less than an hour. I set it up and went straight to the skate park. So yeah, probably about an hour that lasted me. And the longest skated board was my first board, which was an 8.25 Eric Ellington Death Wish board. It lasted so long mainly because I wasn't doing a lot of really hard tricks, but I want to say it lasted me about a month and a half. It was actually the Razor Tail that made me get a new one, but yeah, I want to say a month and a half for the longest one and probably less than an hour for the fastest board snap. We have another one from Jessica Peach, and she asks, what is your favorite setup? That's a great question, Jessica. You have two really good questions. My favorite setup would be an 8.25 Revive board. We'd have Mob Grip tape on there. Grind King trucks would be pretty nice. Bronson shieldless bearings, Heartbreak wheels, and probably Diamond hardware. I think that would be my dream setup. So that's a great question. Our last question comes from Nulapio, and they ask, are you a virgin?